Alrighty, as promised, we are finishing up Sector 4, moving on to Sector 5. We only have one option, which is a rock-controlled hostile nation here. Rock-controlled, a lot of times we run into boarding ships, so it's possible that we might get some boarders in this round. We don't have a lot of fighters on our ships, so we're going to have to try and bust open some airlocks to take them out. Ultimately, though, our main goal, even if there's borders, doesn't matter what the planets are that we're going here. We're looking for scrap, we're looking for weapons, and we tend to find a lot of weapons in hostile zones. So even if they're junk weapons, if we can hit up a store, we can sell those and hopefully buy another couple of chain lasers, or maybe replace both of these two things here with a Vulcan laser. And then we'd have a Vulcan and two lower powered ones. But the best possible option would be two chain lasers and a Vulcan laser. But that's asking quite a bit. So how do we want to approach this? We have two different quest markers. We definitely want to hit those because those are usually free resources. So we got to see what the path are to get to these. I do want to do this distress as well. I don't want to fall too far behind where the fleet's going to come. So there's probably no benefit of going to this one unless there's a store right there. So even if there's a store here, I would have to go here first. Then I would have to go to the store and then backtrack. I'll miss the distress. So I'm pretty much just going to go to the distress, go here, 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 and then here, here, and then somewhere up here. There's got to be a store in one of these here. And then if there's not, this is the classic scenario that I was talking about before. We're going to start running out of fuel if we don't start planning. Ideally, though, if we get to Sector 8 with about 5 or 6 fuel, that's going to be enough. So main thing is survivability. Get in there with less than 10 hull damage. Alright, 60 more scrap and a bunch of fuel. I love that. Alright, so we got a store here as well. So things are looking really, really good. Drone control, I contemplated buying that. The only drone that I have right now is that hull repair, which is definitely good. We pretty much have to do this. I'm going to fix all of that because I don't want that lingering about. System repair, beam weapon, combat weapon. I don't have a ton of drone parts. Without the drone recovery arm, I don't know that I want to spend the money on that. This one comes with a defensive drone. Drone Mark 1. I honestly don't know if I want to spend my money on drone control. I know it's very, very helpful when we get to Sector 8, but I don't know that I have the drone parts to really go the distance. I'll be kind of mixing and matching how I actually want to approach that. So I don't know if that's the smartest play, and I definitely don't want another missile weapon right now. The Artemis is kind of garbage, but it'll serve its purpose. So I feel like I almost have to forego this store. I might buy just a couple to get me to 200 here. Just a couple of fuel. Yeah, so I'm just going to look at this drone one more time. So it cost 85. And plus I'll have to power it with 2. So it's not just 85, it's 85 plus another 60 for my energy. So that's 145 just to own that and use the defense that came with it. And I would normally want to use offense with it too. So do I want to commit basically all of my scrap to drone control? I don't know that I do. I would rather look for hacking instead. Hacking would be a much better option for me. Better use of the drone part. So I'm going to forego this store here so I'm not dealing with a bunch of buyer's regret. And like I said, I might run into another store in this stretch here. So let's keep our scrap, play it smart. If you feel like you would have done something differently, I would gladly love to hear your argument. These are the rough ones when we deal with asteroid fields. That's why we want to get our shield as high as possible. Asteroids will not be able to break through my shield, but that missile definitely will. And we have borders on here, so we kind of have to multitask here. So I'm going to start by, these dudes are hardcore too, so we're going to start by draining some areas, move this guy in here, and open some doors. Would have been a great time to actually invest in some doors. Even though I got somebody in here, I have pretty weak doors. So I don't want them attacking in here, and I don't want them taking out my oxygen either, because then I'll lose a war of attrition. So just by watching these here, they do have to go through both of these here. I'll be able to hold them off for a little bit, and really I'm just trying to get in here and take out their weapons so that they can't kill me while I'm, you know, going further. And they're both attacking that one. So I have to send everybody, and I mean everybody, in here, because I need to be able to kill these guys. If they take out my weapons, I'm not going anywhere. And so I'm going to send every one of my guys in there and hopefully take those guys out. And I lost sight of I lost vision on their power. Alright, so I got both of these. They got asteroids coming at him too, so I'm going to be able to do burst laser, chain laser, and I'm not going to worry about shield. I'm going to go 1 and 2 right on here. I'm going to save my pike beam for just a moment. I don't want him attacking me. Alright, so I got to watch these guys here, opening these doors to put out that fire. Alright, so this guy can come back. Rock guy can come back. And then we got to get some health. 1 and 2 are still going at his weapons. I think I'm going to be stopping his weapons. It's just a matter of getting out of here with my guys alive. That's the big thing, because I got to also watch oxygen. So oxygen's going down. Shields are good. Weapons are good. His shield is recharging. I might be able to get a pike beam off here. If I can hit my pike beam, this will totally cripple him. Because that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms. That's going to take a ton out of him. So depause. There's that. That helped immensely. This guy's almost dead. That guy is almost dead. My guys are strong enough. They're going to be able to take it. That's good. 1 and 2 are still on his, so I like where things are going. And we got away unscathed. So I'm going to let this fire burn out from oxygen deprivation. I'm going to send Naomi in to get healed. And then he's going to be toasted. 23, I'm rather insulted by that, so he can die and rot in Rock Warrior hell. And down he goes. Let's see what they gave us. 50 plus a couple of missiles and some fuel, so I'm liking that. So let's make sure everybody gets healed up. Close our doors. Zin. Get these guys in here. This guy can heal. So overall, that was a pretty tense fight. It was the first one where we really had to stop and think. Now I don't get a ton of those mid-level, but we are Sector 5, so we're nearing the end. We're going to have a lot of boarding like that. Boarding isn't a problem, but the fact that we had all those asteroids and stuff too, I mean, it's a lot to take in. We did take some hull damage too, that kind of sucks. Alright, 2 shields, missile weapon, and a little laser weapon. I'm not overly concerned there. And this is hopefully a beam. It's a beam, that ain't gonna do anything. If you're curious how beam weapons work, basically they can only penetrate 1 level of shield, or depending on how much room damage they do. They balance out with 1 shield, so if it did, that beam weapon would have to deal 4 damage to get through my shields, in which case it would just end up doing 1. So what really sucks about this one is he's charging up his FTL. If he shoots at my weapons, I can't take out his engines. It's like I need to take out his engine and his weapons and his shield. So there's a high chance that this guy's going to get away. And if he speeds up the fleet pursuit, that's just a side effect. He did my weapon like I expected, so I'll just let them do that. I'm going to just burn away here, and I have to go with his let's actually try and split the difference here. Both of them are going to hit the shields anyways. Actually, no, it's not. Burst laser is going to shoot 3. We might be okay here. This one was 2. We did pretty well there. These are going to speed up. It's that missile that's going to be the major problem, because I don't care that it's going to hit me. It's dealing this hull damage. That's the problem with it. Gotta hit that. I have to hit that engine one more time because he's still charging, and he's going to get another missile shot off too. I know what I'm going to do. How long does this take to charge? Doesn't take long. I'm going to try and get a missile shot in there. I may get lucky. Oh, he's surrendering. I may get lucky here. Oh, that son of a bitch. I don't know if my thing is... Oh, it's delayed, so I definitely got him on the ropes. I'm taking a ton of damage, but I am definitely taking this this mofo down. He is toasted. There's no way he's going to get away. And actually, I don't even need the Artemis. I'll take out his shield. Actually, that delay only lasted a little long. Yeah, that's right. 40 scrap would be enough to repair my ship. But that was a pretty ugly encounter. So we're getting to the point where we need to spend some of our scrap and maybe get a little bit more defense. I don't know if the 4th shield wouldn't have really helped there because I was taking damage from his stupid his missile weapons. You can't really dodge those unless you have high evasion, which I just didn't have. So another quest, 65 scrap. I'll take it. That's why we go to those quest nodes. But we're getting to the point where we need to spend that scrap, but if we're not finding a store. Alright, so Slug Captain says there's something. Do we want to side with the slugs or do we want to side with the rocks? That is a good question. So here's the scoop. We are in rock country right now. If you remember the path we took, this was a hostile territory, but it was ultimately rock controlled. So if the rocks are here, it's their world, I would be more inclined to take the rock side because we're in their neighborhood. Obviously, they're more trustworthy. So Slime Balls did a poor job that is not worth the agreed upon price. So, you know what, I can't even really side with the rocks. That's... Okay, I guess I misread this. So either I pay 10 scrap or I say rocks, pay the damn price. I don't know what the best option is going to be here. So, God, it's only 10 scrap. Why didn't they just pay it? I'm going to take the safe route and pay off the debt. And he says reactor upgrade for 11. So right now my reactor cost, which is my energy, costs 30. So this is actually a good deal. I'll take it. So I ended up getting 10 for the other one and 11 here. So a reactor upgrade for 21. So ultimately it was in my favor. Obviously a little bit more scrap would have been helpful, but we got out of there without taking more damage. That's the main thing. Now we just got to plan this out, get to this node without falling behind. Alright, await and attack the surviving Mantis. Mantis are the strongest attackers in the game, and since I don't have any Mantis myself, it's probable that he's going to kill one of my crew. I don't want to lose any crew at this stage in the game, and I have enough scrap, so the safe play is probably just to leave this. Like I said, Mantis are the strongest attackers, and there's the store that I wanted. So now we really have to hope that there's something good in this store. We got money to spend, we have weapons to acquire, now's the time to do so. This is a perfect time to spend. Cloaking, there's the hacking that I wanted. Page 2 has heavy laser, which I like. I definitely like heavy laser because it only requires 1 power and it charges fast. So on some of the ships that I do, I've actually equipped 2 of these because they fire really quickly. The problem with the heavy laser now is they get a bit worn out mid to late stage because they only fire once. They can't really get past shields. So whether or not it's a smart purchase at this point here, if I didn't have 2 of them, there's not much I can really do. So heavy laser Mark II would probably be better. I think the better option is to go for hacking, if we're being honest here. And actually, let's fix this shit here first. Then we'll buy hacking. Top off 2 of these to get 20 of that. Drone parts we're good on for now. We're good for a bunch of hacking. Cloaking I don't need. And actually, we got a pretty ace pilot here with Mr. Sem. We have a fighter. And we have another fighter. We already have 3 humans. We have 1 rock and 2 NGs. So I'm going to buy Mr. Rockman here. I'm going to see what my current pilot has, though. Nikus. He's not even maxed. So Nikus is going to lose his job. I normally would want a rock person to be a fighter. But he's got high piloting. So what I'm going to do for now, I think I will just have both of these guys pilot and let them both earn. And then once Nikus maxes out a little bit more, then Sem can leave and go to a different area. So because we're in Border Nation, I think actually we'll spend just a little bit more scrap on my ship upgrades. I'm just going to beef up my doors 1 click here. So by having somebody man it, I at least get some blast doors then. So I don't get the super blast doors, but I get some blast doors. So that'll help with borders in the future then. And then I still got a decent amount of scrap for another weapon that comes up, maybe another chain laser or something like that. So, all right, let's move on. Hit up both of these, and then we'll dump this sector. So ultimately, we didn't find, we actually got quite a bit of scrap, but we didn't find any weapons, because a lot of times there's dropped weapons in these hostile sectors. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get much there. So we're going to get boarded here. I can see them already going in here. So what we're going to do, we're going to throw hacking at them. This is why I bought this. And I am going to hack their shields. And by hacking the shields... Actually, no, I'm going to hack the weapons. That's the smarter play, I think. He has a heavy laser and a burst. I might be able to soak the damage, so I am going to hack the shields. And we're not going to do that right away. And this actually works out well, because these guys are right here. We'll start pounding away on him. So ultimately what I'm waiting on is for my weapons to charge. Then I'll knock out the shields and hit him with all 3 of my weapons, and he's going to be lit up. So everything is up. We do this. So we've just hacked his shields. We're going to wait for them to go down a little bit before we fire. That's the important thing with hacking. Wait for it to do its damage. Right now. So now we're going to go chain laser, burst laser, pike beam. We're going to try and hit as much stuff as we can. I suppose mathematically it's not possible for me to hit the shield and the engine room with this angle because they are adjacent. But, and good night. Didn't kill him, but he's all but dead. Yeah, let him do whatever he wants. He's toast. He is so dead. I'm probably going to have to spend some energy to buff up my hacking a little bit. The cooldown's pretty bad to start with. 2 fuel, 22 scrap. Not a chance. Not a chance, sir. Breach missiles, 58 scrap. That's what I'm talking about. See, this is what I was saying before. A lot of times they drop weapons, and then we can just sell those. We'll take a look at what the breach missile is. I'm almost certainly not going to use it, but you know, it's never a bad idea to look at it. So, breach missile is, all it does is have a high shield piercing. It's got good damage. Doesn't shoot more than one missile though, so it's really nothing. There's one set of missiles that shoots multiple ones. Those are the good ones, but they burn through a lot of your missile supply too. Alright, so Kapalka needs to heal, Maxim needs to heal, Zinzin needs to heal. This guy can go back here. Always important to stay healed. Zinzin, heal. And back to there. And then we'll save this too so we can get this guy in here. Niku's finally got his next level, so he's heading towards yellow. Alright, save and jump. Quest marker, hopefully another 50 or 60 scrap. And laser weapon, nothing threatening. I'll just let it charge up. It's actually probably not even worth. Oh, what was that? That was a, oh, it was a boarding drone. So boarding drone isn't going to be susceptible to the airlocks. So I want to avoid getting attacked. So in this case here, I'm going to shoot this at the weapons and just prevent damage so that I can send everybody I got to kill this guy here. So we'll do this here. So, and then I'm going to wait until these get almost to the end there, and then I'll hit it up. So this guy is coming alive. It's an ion intruder. He did hull damage, but he actually didn't do hull damage, so that's actually a good thing. Alright, so I'm going to throw everything I got at shields now. Since I hit his weapons, I'm going to go both of these on shields and then load up on the pike beam across the middle here. And now we're back to demanding for more technology like we did before. Hopefully this is going to do damage before that shield comes up, but I want to know what this is going to do. This quest chain that I opened up must almost be another ship unlock. The last time I had a quest that ran this deep, it was to unlock a new ship. And the fact that I've passed 2 of them now that had this same quest line is promising. If I can actually find the ship that has it and get whatever they had, I would love to have a new ship. New quest marker. I'm going to let them go. I pretty much have to. But that means that I also don't die, so that's good. I'm going to send these guys to fix this. And then I'll heal them. So I'm actually getting kind of excited now because I want to see where this quest line goes. I haven't had an actual initiated questing game for quite some time because I have pretty much all the ships unlocked. So it may not even be a new ship, it might be a different layout of an existing ship, but I'm kind of a achievement whore as well, so I would like to get those as well. So it's in the next sector, and we're right at about 25 minutes here, so we're actually going to shut this one down, and we will revisit this in the next one. So sell drone parts. I don't think I'm going to do that because I want my drone parts for hacking, and it's not really that much scrap, so it's not going to benefit me that much. So next sector, we could go to Nebula or we could go to Zoltan Civilian. I don't really have that strong of a ship, so floating around in a nebula without a ton of extra energy laying around is probably a death sentence. So I'm actually going to go with the Zoltan. But alas, that is for the next video, so we're going to shut this one down, and we'll be back momentarily.